Hello there, you're watching our weekly news magazine program Bhutan This Week. My name is Sonomongli. This week's top stories: Prime Minister of Bangladesh visits Bhutan. Government more concerned about the welfare of teachers. And windstorm damages over 300 structures in Bhutan. His Majesty the King granted audience to the Prime Minister of People's Republic of Bangladesh. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was in the country on a 3-day state visit.
Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was escorted to Tashichezong in traditional Chibdral procession ceremony. At the courtyard of the Zong, the Royal Bodyguard, Royal Bhutan Army and the Royal Bhutan Police accorded Guard of Honor to the visiting Prime Minister. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina then received an audience with His Majesty the King. She was joined by her family members and officials from Bangladesh during the audience. Earlier this morning, Prime Minister Sering Tobgay welcomed Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at the Paro International Airport. Also present were ministers, secretaries and other senior government officials. Rishi Gelson, PBS News.
Bangladesh will invest $1 billion in Bhutan's hydropower sector if the trilateral agreement, which includes India as well, comes through. The Memorandum of Understanding to explore trade of hydroelectricity between the three neighbours has reached its final stage.
During a press conference yesterday, Foreign Minister Tamchodoji said numerous drafts of the accord have been exchanged between the three countries.
The MOU that have been proposed now and that has been discussed is a very broad MOU and does not go into the details of how the transmission of electricity will take place. But these will be discussed by a steering committee which will be formed under this MOU. So all these details will be discussed and negotiated by the members of the steering committee.
A Bangladeshi newspaper, Dhaka Tribune, reported that the three member countries are likely to sign the MOU during the Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation or BIMSTEC Summit later in Nepal this year.
This was discussed between the Prime Minister of India and Bangladesh during the recent visit of the High Excellency, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh to India, and it was decided that this MOU will be signed at an appropriate time when the three leaders of the leaders of the three countries meet, and we are hopeful that this agreement, trilateral MOU, will get through and will contribute immensely to the export of the cross-border export of electricity in the region, especially in the BBI region.
The government will use the investment in developing hydropower projects beyond the existing 10,000 megawatt initiative. With additional reporting from Sonam Chodyan for BBS News.
Next time, think twice before you zoom your car near zebra crossings. Give way to pedestrians or pay a fine. The Road Safety and Transport Authority has increased the penalty from 700 to 1,200 Ngitam per incident.
The Road Safety and Transport Authority issued over 300 infringement notices to the motorists so far this year across the country for not giving right of way to pedestrians. Despite several reminders, motorists were found violating traffic rules, especially at zebra crossings.
We have rules, but there are few drivers who do not follow the rules. And there are chances of accidents with the increase in numbers of vehicles. So people suggested us to increase the penalty amount.
Motorists must slow down when approaching pedestrians or zebra crossings. They should give way to pedestrians and students at zebra crossings and school crossroads. Pema Selden Sring and Samtan Dolkar for BBS News.
This year, so far, 200 teachers have already resigned from the service. This, although, is something to be worried about. Prime Minister Singh Topke said the government is more concerned about the welfare of the serving teachers.
At the Meet the Press yesterday, the Prime Minister said establishing central and autonomous schools is one of the strategies the government adopted for the welfare of the teachers in the country.
These schools enjoy a great deal of autonomy. And when you enjoy autonomy, your working conditions improve, your motivations improve. Number two, we've started taking professional development very seriously. Like earlier years, the teachers would be lucky if they got 6 million niltrams. The entire teaching force got 6 million niltrams for professional development. Last year's budget, the current budget, we approved 106 million niltrams for professional development.
Also, from 22 hours in a week, today the teaching hours of a teacher has been reduced to 18. The government further plans to bring it down to 14 hours in a week. The Education Ministry is also recruiting support staff to reduce a teacher's workload. Regarding the number of teachers resigning, the Prime Minister said, except for this year, the number of teachers resigning in the past was not a concern.
In absolute numbers, it's cause for concern. As a percentage, it seems quite normal throughout the civil service. Our teachers are resigning voluntarily. That creates room for other teachers to join, other graduates to join and take up teaching jobs. So I think that is also a good opportunity. They are not resigning because they are not happy. They are resigning because they are greener pastures.
He added it is the fundamental right of every Bhutanese to work where one wishes and at the place of their choice. Kilidem for BBS News.
The 10 contractors in Tongsa executing the widening works of the East-West Highway will have to complete the work within the contract period. Regarding this, they will also have to submit a letter of commitment to the Department of Roads by 24th of this month.
The participants have been equipped with the Code of Ethics, online registration services and construction skills, among others. The course aims to enhance the efficiency of contractors and promote a quality-based construction sector in the country.
As an aspiring contractor, I feel we can play a better role in our service to the country. Even if it's contracting a toilet, if we execute a quality work, its impact to the country can be felt even after decades.
I learned that it is mandatory to get registered with the Construction Development Board to start our contract works. I also came to know about the procurement rules and regulations, where quality is given the utmost priority.
The 6-day program was conducted in Phensuling. There are over 4,000 contractors in the country today. Compiled for Sonam Panjo, Sharab Dorji for BBS News.
Unlike past years, the Ministry of Agriculture and Forests will now regulate the price of local green chili from Tashiangzi at the Centenary Farmers Market in Thimphu. The first consignment hit the market recently.
The chili will be sold at a subsidized rate of 300 Newton per kilogram. Officials from the Agriculture Ministry said earlier, in the absence of strict monitoring, vegetable vendors charged unreasonably high prices for the chili.
Last week, the local green chili was sold at 800 Newton per kilogram in the market. People complained that it was expensive and they are not able to afford.
He added, with the onset of chili harvest season, the ministry will explore other places such as Punakha to meet the demand for green chilies in the market.
As of now, we only brought 1.5 metric tons of chili from Tashiangzi, while the weekly demand for chili in the capital comes to around 8 to 10 metric tons. To meet this, apart from exploring local sources, we are planning of importing green chilies from Kolkata as well.
The market ran short of green chili supply after the Bhutan Agriculture and Food Regulatory Authority banned its import in July last year. The authority found that the chilies being imported contained toxic pesticides beyond the permissible limit. Pasang Doji for BBS News.
Thimphu Thomde registered the highest number of tenancy cases compared to other 3 Thomdes. A total of 236 cases of conflicts between landlords and tenants were registered with Thimphu Thomde in the last 5 years. So far, 173 cases have been resolved.
The cases registered to Dispute Settlement Committee in Thimphu Thomde are mostly regarding tenants not paying rents on time. This year alone, 9 cases have been registered so far.
Lalugi chimigi jodai khatule da china duimigi te tsotsomora chimi khanlaya mateba thenjomi.
Some tenants do not pay rent for at least 3 months and some even stay up to 5 months without paying rent. And there are cases where the landlords increase rent within 1 year and they also increase in the following year.
Chimi jodai khatule te khanla dise te timda thidigibe masimba te jue sin sanfe sin bebe midise tenga chebesa huji se shuni.
Some tenants BBS talked to said the Tenancy Act is complicated and lack of proper awareness has resulted in such problems.
Ani timdi ta cheka gotsip cheka matsip zunchibe yu ngalo kachim zachin ta nana kadebi.
I understand the rule, but not completely. I came to understand it only when Quinsel covered a case where a landlord in Samtup Jongar was in conflict with his tenant.
The National Council member of Samti, Sangi Khandu, said it is important to read the Tenancy Act. He said before both the parties agree on renting the house, they should be aware on the legal rights if one of the parties disagrees on certain clauses under the Act.
It is important for the ministry and departments to distribute the Act and create awareness about it. And if the public do not have access to the Act, it is really important to at least search and read it and know what their responsibilities and duties are.
Some people who did not want to come on camera said the law is either too lenient or ambiguous. And some said enforcing agencies are ineffective when it comes to implementing the Tenancy Act in the country. Samtan Dolkar for BBS News.
Prime Minister Singdobge visited Punakha and met with the families affected by the windstorm. Around 318 houses, including a few temples, were damaged by the windstorm in Punakha recently.
The Prime Minister assured that the people who have insured their houses will be provided with the insurance money as soon as possible. He said necessary help will be provided to the people. The windstorm, according to locals, started at around 11 a.m. and continued till late evening. People said the CJ sheets were seen flying in the air. The windstorm damaged houses in 9 gaoks in Punakha.
Ana chimgi chashu diswa shigara bastu timago kitchen gi chashu disu gara bai te an chashu dislo khas chircham chikapchiwa te ana shimidiste dari sarvena jini sisungebe ani chashu lok makabashai ani chudisu gara chimna na ji te aldis school na jude problem oni me
jina na me sme tukende chima laru madege ya petale chashu bawsa je thonjila ta chima ne tan da madbe hu sono lobone ma problem be ta chima shim kara thuba.
Officials from Punakha Dzongkhag administration visited the sites and carried out a detailed assessment. According to the Punakha Dzongda Karma Drupa, immediate relief kits like tarpaulin were handed over to the affected families. Compiled for Kamal Kharka in Wangdi, Changadoji for BBS News.
Increasing number of stray dog population in Panbang under Shemgang has become a concern for its residents. They say apart from risks of dog bites, there are also high chances of rabies outbreak if the issue is not looked into at the earliest.
Residents say the town saw a sudden increase in the canines population. They claim stray dogs frequently attack people, most times at night. In a recent incident, a pack of dogs attacked a 3-year-old boy.
Hindu la nali nga tsongkang ko dambe chimna joda bana ana lam kharu chebe tamasori tabachin ani niji damadolesh thomnik ning tu sishuni
ta dulin bebe sagu sosuchina ta sha subachin ta digi kangel se sunime ta tudi ta kangel du sishuni la.
Officials from the Dzongkhag Veterinary Hospital said about 300 dogs in and around Panbang were sterilized and vaccinated recently. They also carry out mass sterilization and awareness programs annually to prevent rabies and other associated infections. But looking at the situation now, will this intervention suffice? For the residents of Panbang, more needs to be done. They say they just cannot wait for another child of theirs to fall victim to the menace. For Pema Samdrup in Panbang, this is Sonam Pem for BBS News.
The effort to conserve and develop the native sheep breed called the Jaka type at the National Sheep Breeding Centre in Bhutan is on track after decades of hits and misses. The herd at the centre decreased to as low as 27 sheep in 2014, but it's now bustling with 406 of them.
The revamping program of sheep farming began after the centre received about 250 sheep in 2015. The centre's manager says a lot of activities were carried out at the farm since its establishment some 40 years ago and lacked focus on sheep development program. The centre was initially established as the National Sheep and Yak Development Project in 1974. It had to take care of both sheep and yak herds. Later, a wool-producing rabbit breed and jersey rearing programs were also integrated into the centre. Over the years, yak, rabbit and jersey development programs were gradually phased out.
We don't have a clear strategy as to how various activities should be carried out in the farm and how things can be improved in the future. However, recently we had stakeholders meeting on how to improve the livelihoods of highlanders in the country. The Department of Livestock has approved on making a proper strategic framework for sheep, horse and yak breeding centers.
Bhutan, once famed for sheep farming, now has only few farmers who raise sheep for their livelihood. However, the center's concerted efforts to develop and conserve the Jakar type is expected to see the tradition make a comeback. For Kipchu in Bhutan, this is Sunampem for BBS News.
Starting this year, the Zemgang Dzongkhag administration will add the original Khenpo folk songs as a new cultural item in its annual Sechu. The move is towards conserving and reviving the lost rich folk songs of Kheng.
Chilli Chilli, a song that originated from the lower part of Zemgang in the early 60s, is one of the many Kheng folk songs. The song is said to have derived from the sound of a bird, imitating the glory of nature and its seasonal movement. But the songs are now rarely performed or sung by the locals.
In the past, we did not sing or dance to such old songs, but it has been 3 years now that we are trying to bring it back. If we do not practice or instill values of old tradition in annual festivals, our younger generation would not know its importance.
Besides Chilli Chilli song, there are other popular Kheng folk songs which are on the brink of disappearance. And the Dzongkhag is now in the process of conducting a research to revive the songs.
Chili, chili, ja chili, chili, chili.
나도 sensi기 나기로 이게라 냠 조디라 엘로루치다 또 tsiya 이게 가게 메힘벨라.
All our folk songs are on the verge of vanishing and nobody out here knows the lyrics and its origin. Now, we are doing a research and trying to bring out more of our folk song to conserve and attract more devotees during the Sechu.
In the recent Sechu, many elderly people were taken aback listening to folk songs that were once performed long time ago. The initiative to revive these songs will go a long way in preserving the old songs and dances. For Pema Samrup in Zemgang, Dojdema, BBS News.
Well, that's all for this week. Until next time, bye-bye.